Hi, welcome to Above Deck, a below deck breakdown podcast. I'm Sarah Goldman, coming to you from my home office here in Charleston, South Carolina. And with me is my college roommate and co-host, Kelly.
I'm Kelly Busby, former radio host, and made it through the first 20,000 days of 2024. We did it,
Has it
guys.
been that many?
It has been. It feels like it. But I'm coming to you from my home studio in Columbus, Ohio. Together, Sarah and I hosted the Socks with Sandals radio show on WFAL in Bowling Green, Ohio. And we are back again this week to discuss Below Deck and our love of all things Bravo.
Today we will be discussing Below Deck OG, Season 11, Episode 1, New Cap, New Rules.
Here's your recap. We have a brand new crew, a brand new location, brand new captain. Sarah, let's just jump into it.
Let's
What did
just
you think?
jump on in. I loved it. It always feels like the first day of school when we have a new show starting, new people, and I feel like I have to assign all of the people like different things so I can remember who they are. Like Kyle
Yes.
the Scotsman, so and so,
Yes.
whatever. Okay. So we're in Grenada. It looks lovely. Waterfalls,
Is this
rainforest.
in the Caribbean?
Yeah, it's in the Caribbean. Apparently there are monkeys there. I didn't realize how mountainous it was. It looks stunning.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go over the crew so we kind of have everyone in our head of who we have. Okay, we have
Okay.
Captain Carey from Below
Okay.
Deck Adventure, who we know.
We love Captain Carey.
We have Chef Anthony, he's French.
We,
Fraser returns as Chief Stew.
who we find out also speaks French,
Oh,
which
so
is
sexy.
great.
These are the stews. We have Barbie from Argentina who brought her own sheets. We have Zandy who claims to be a witch and a vampire. Okay.
Okay.
And Kat from California.
Okay.
The bosun is public school Jared. That's all I really remember about him. He's from Connecticut, but to me, he doesn't sound like he's from Connecticut. Right?
No, but and yet he does. Like,
Okay.
I feel like he should have a popped collar and like some deck shoes on.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that. He
Yeah.
does look like he's gotten too much sun in general.
Yes.
Okay, so we have the deckhands. We have Ben Willoughby, who's back. He's the lead deckhand this season.
And he also called himself the Stew Slayer.
Oh, that was a little cringy. Ooh, okay. We have Sunny, a deckhand. She's from Canada, French-speaking Canada. And we have Kyle from Scotland.
And he apparently loves to be naked.
Apparently so.
I'm all right with that.
It's going to be an interesting season.
Yes.
So the episode begins. Fraser arrives and he and Carrie have a little chat. Fraser said last year, he really tried to be friends with the Stews last year, and that didn't really work out so well. And so this year he's going to try a completely different approach.
Let's go, Fraser. You can do it.
Yes. Oh, so how do you feel about the new teal shirt color? Fraser called them grotesque.
Yeah, I like the color. At least it's not that weird peachy orange color on Parsifal.
That's
I mean,
true.
I didn't really like that.
I
But
did notice that they had maybe a new yacht company because they like really focused in on the like logo or whatever.
Yeah.
It did kind of look like very breathable and maybe that like quick dry fabric. That seems like a good thing. I like the teal.
Yeah, I mean, I like to. I don't know if I would call it grotesque though.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks very nice in that color.
Yeah.
But maybe I know he's not. He's very monochromatic and very like neutral in his colors. So I don't know. But we get a lot of really good under the breath comments from him this so far.
Yes.
I'm not going to say any because I noticed you started something. So
yeah, I would like to do a whole segment on this. So I
absolutely.
put them at the end. Okay. Oh, I see your notes. I didn't even see that second one.
No, that's okay.
Okay. So the bosun arrives. He built houses in Connecticut. That's kind of what we know.
And as far as we know, he is used to being the captain on much smaller boats. So this could be very interesting for many different reasons.
Yes. And then Anthony, the French chef, arrives.
And he does not cook French cuisine, Sarah. He cooks Anthony cuisine.
Yes, he's an artiste.
Artiste.
So next, Ben arrives. He's been working as a bosun on other boats, so he feels like this is a step down, going to lead deckhand. What could
Oh
go
dear.
wrong? Barbie arrives, followed by Zandy and Sunny.
Barbie and her fancy purses, like she's setting them up on the bunk ahead of
You
her,
know,
like they're on display in her room. And you're on a yacht, honey. You're going to be sweaty. You're going to be gross. I mean, you will get to go out every couple days, but
yeah.
it seems like valuable packing space.
I'm finding her very interesting though so far. Like that
Yeah.
she's kind of comes from a privileged life and she's like she knows good service because she's experienced good service. This is going to be interesting. It's kind of a different background than we're used to seeing on
Yeah,
this show.
absolutely.
So Jared tells Ben he's got some cobwebs to dust off because of the smaller boat situation. And it's been 10 years since he's been on a big boat like this. That's a long time.
Can't imagine that the technology is the same or the functional. I mean, I'm sure the functionality is the same, but there's got to be a lot of
Yeah, just out of
changes.
practice too.
Yeah.
So Kyle the Scotsman arrives. I like that they played some Scottish music for his arrival.
Producers stepped up their game with this episode.
They did. There was some really nice, like fancy camera work and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Jared shows the deckhands around, and then Fraser takes the stews around. So Captain Carey has an all crew meeting, and he tells the crew, if you're having a bad day, just let me know, but don't mistake my calmness for weakness. And he says, I will turn on a heartbeat. And do you remember on Adventure last year, he got really mad about something and it was kind of scary.
Yeah.
And I believe him when he says he'll turn in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. I do not want to see that from him again. But from the previews we've seen, I think we will.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
So Fraser tells the stews he's not going to give out stripes until after the first charter. And he
Okay.
wants to see kind of how everyone does, the first
I think
days.
that's fair.
Yeah. So Jared is stumbling around, kind of showing the deckhands the anchor. And I was thinking, shouldn't Ben be showing people because he's already worked on this boat?
Yeah, I felt like this was kind of
Yeah.
awkward. And Ben was trying to be like a good lead by just holding back as much as he could. But
Yeah.
how awkward. I mean, like thinking, I've been on this boat an extra hour than you have. Let me show you how this kind of
I
works.
know.
And
Yeah,
then Ben's like,
exactly. So Sunny is from Quebec. She speaks a combination of French and English together. And that
I would
was,
have never have known.
yeah, this is
Yeah.
this is gonna be fun. So Kyle says he's done a lot of stupid stuff. He once got his ass cheek branded by a coat hanger,
Ah, yes. And I almost lost that butt cheek, according to him.
apparently.
So,
Yeah, this
but you
guy's
know what? As I'm thinking about him
mhm.
and his craziness, all I could think of was the Scotsman song that we used to hear all the time on
Yes.
WNCI here in Columbus.
Hmm.
And so I wonder if we'll get to find out if he's won first prize.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm pretty sure we've talked about this at least one other time.
I think so too. I feel like we've
Getting
talked about it. I
deja
can't
vu.
remember.
Anyway,
Yeah.
look up what I don't know what that song's called, just the
I think it's
Scotsman.
called The
Yeah,
Scotsman.
so look that up. It's funny. Okay, so Ben shares what happened with him and Camille. I I didn't we already kind of know this? Like I didn't feel like it was any big reveal.
Well, we talked to him.
Yeah, so maybe I'm forgetting that we have some inside information. Anyway, so this is what
Yeah.
happened. So they met up in the Dominican Republic for a week, and he said, long story short, she cheated on him, and he's not keen on jumping into a relationship this season. But as we know, Ben is a hopeless romantic, and that's not gonna last.
Oh, my sides were splitting when he said that. I was like, okay,
Yeah, okay, good.
sure.
So, the preference sheet meeting. We have newlyweds, Rebecca and Brian from Texas, and their friends. They want
Yay.
a multi-course dinner one night, the first night, and then night two, they want an 80s Miami dance party for somebody's birthday.
Does that mean it's like Miami Vice style? Are there going to be a lot of white jackets
I
and
hope
like rolled up
so.
sleeves? But then is there going to be white powder everywhere? Like 80s Miami's is very specific, other than
Yeah,
the two things I just
sunglasses.
put out.
Yeah, for
It'll be
sure.
fun.
Maybe some
This is a
pixie.
good group. They'll have a good time.
Yeah, maybe some pixie stick powder.
Yeah.
So the other things they want to do, go kayaking in the mangroves and have a beach day.
Have you ever done that with the mangroves?
I have been in the mangroves. It's basically like a nursery area for juvenile fish. So mangroves, there's
Oh,
like three different kinds, but their roots like grow up out of the water, and so it creates like this habitat for all the little fish.
oh,
So
fun. So it's like a natural nursery.
yeah, yeah. So it's really pretty.
Oh,
It's really pretty. So that'll be neat to see
fun.
that. Zandy says she loves doing cabins, and Fraser says the best part of doing cabins is looking through everybody's stuff.
And another reason why we won't have the stews unpack our suitcases.
Yeah.
Uh,
So after a long day of cleaning, the crew is having dinner, and Captain Carey shares a little bit about his personal life. And he went through a bad divorce, but now he gets to spend a lot of time with his kids. And Jared shares that he has a kid in Alaska, and he only gets to talk to her twice a week on a video call.
that would be hard to go through. I just wonder how it's gonna go while he's on charter.
I know this is going to be tough.
Yeah.
So the next day, Fraser has made the schedule for the stews based on how they worked the day before, and he's
Okay.
feeling very good about his team.
Yeah. I am too, but I am a little wary of Barbie.
Are you okay?
A little bit.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. So the chef is used to being able to just stay in the kitchen and cook, but he's got to like
Hmm.
run down the stairs, go to that walk-in fridge. Now remember, this was Rachel's big complaint about this boat last year,
Oh yeah.
was how far you had to walk to go get stuff. That would be so annoying.
Such a pain in the butt.
Yeah, this is not good.
So why is it so ridiculous? Like, there's nothing efficient about it, and I just feel like boat makers and designers need to take note. This is not smart.
Yeah, I don't know how normal this is. I feel like usually, even on the boats I worked on, the walk-in freezer was like, it might have been like 20 steps down the hallway to,
See,
it
that's
wasn't,
not bad.
yeah, but like all these multiple levels, that would be really
Yeah,
annoying. So,
yeah.
okay. So Captain Carey does a walk around with the bosun and with Fraser, and this is a good idea. We haven't seen this before, I don't think.
I don't think so.
If the other captains do it, we haven't seen it.
Yeah.
And maybe it's something he just does the first time with a new crew, which seems very smart.
It sets the expectations right out of the gate. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. So the crew is changing into their whites, and Kyle the Scotsman says, spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch. That's all we need.
Yes.
I haven't heard this before.
I do that too every day when I go to leave.
So the guests arrive.
Oh yeah, there we go. So the audio of them walking down the dock is so funny because they're like, this is like a Monistat commercial because they're all so sweaty and are my armpits glistening? And I just, we don't get to hear them mic'd up very often coming
Yeah,
down
that
the
was fun.
dock. So that was fun.
So Captain Carey says Grenada is a tricky place for yachting because of the wind and the reefs.
No kidding. It was so windy.
Yes.
Even when they got off the dock, it was crazy windy.
Yeah. So Carrie takes the boat off the dock, and Jared is a little confused about converting feet to meters. He's supposed to be
Yeah.
calling the distances. And it
Yeah.
seems to me he should just know meters. You shouldn't have to be like converting and doing math on the fly. Like, you should just know meters, right? It's like
Yeah.
3.3 feet to a meter. It's similar to a yard. It's pretty close. Like, I don't
You
know.
can't just roll with that. Like I even know that, and I'm
Yeah, I think
horrible at that kind of
I
stuff.
think I could call meter distances without like any
Yeah.
practice. So, in general, Jared looks so nervous running around this boat. Like, he was making me nervous.
I was super nervous too. I also feel like the distances he's calling are not quite second nature to him.
Yeah.
Like he's second
He
guessing
was like
himself.
3, well, 2.5. I don't know. Yeah, like Captain Carey can't see anything. Like, he has no idea what's going on over
Yeah.
there. So they get to their anchoring spot, and Carrie tells Ben he wants one shot out. But Jared is the one that drops the anchor, and he puts out 2.5. And Ben said he was going to do the anchor, but then Jared insisted on doing it, and then, he didn't tell him. Anyway, so there's like a little conflict already going on between Ben and Jared, but it does sound like they resolved it pretty quickly.
And so this power struggle begins.
Yeah.
So I was noticing in this episode so far, the B-roll is really great
Hmm.
because it's not just, I mean, beautiful photos and video of Grenada and the boat and everything, but the camera view of the bar, of the bottles, of the
Yes.
service. I was like, this is very Vanderpump Rules. And then,
Yeah.
you know, which we need to re-record something brighter now that they've got a new intro. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I think so too.
um, but the shots, the camera shots of the food
Hmm.
is something new. And it's very Top Chef because it's like this is beef carpaccio, and
Yeah.
I just thought it was neat. Well
Maybe
done.
whoever's doing the camera work this season, like worked on one of those shows. Maybe.
Cheers to that.
Yeah, so that's cool. I like that. So it's lunchtime. This is the first impression for the chef, both for Captain Carey and for the guests.
Yeah,
He does Asian fusion, and I'm already
yeah,
impressed. It's
beautiful.
beautiful. Fraser's impressed too, but taking a look at the galley, it's just like a bomb went off in there.
Sarah. Oh my gosh.
It was really messy.
Oh, I mean, there was every single pan was dirty
Yeah, but
in
also
there.
who cares? Like as long as the food is good, I'm good with that.
Absolutely, but holy moly, that was
I've
craziness.
always thought they needed a helper, like on all
Oh
these
yeah, they need a
shows. They
sous chef
always
for
need a
sure.
sous chef. Yeah.
Yeah,
Someone that can be
absolutely.
cleaning while they're cooking anyway.
Yeah.
So Fraser says he's getting a lot of sexual energy from these guests.
Yes.
And
Yes. It's
but yeah, big
gross.
time. It is gross. It kind of got a little old. I'm like, how old are these people? So
If they say mid-40s, I'm gonna scream.
yes. So after lunch, it's swim time. They have a great time jumping off the side of the boat. Barbie says that Kat is a slow worker, and Kat is feeling like she's pulled in a lot of different directions. This is very
Yeah.
common of, stews that are lower on the totem pole feeling like
Yeah.
this. And she goes on a break and she just starts crying. Fraser sees her and goes to check on her, and she's just feeling overwhelmed. And I thought that was kind of weird. She said, I'm worried that you're not noticing like the work that I'm doing, that it's going unnoticed. He's like, no, 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 no. She seems
Yeah.
very sweet, but she may not make it on this show.
Yeah. And at the same time, Barbie needs to leave her be.
Yeah.
Like she has a task that she needs to do, but she's just being pulled every which way. And being a yes person,
Yeah.
like Kat is, will drain the life out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Especially once people realize that.
Yeah.
It's hard.
So there's some flirtation already happening between Sunny and Ben out on deck.
And so it begins again.
So Zandy shares that she has terrible anxiety, and crystals and sage are the only things that have worked for her.
She's a strong woman to sign up to be a part of this show. I
Yeah,
just wonder if she knows what she's getting into.
she has to.
Oh,
So Ben wants Jared to like really step it up and lean on him for support. And Ben tells Kyle that he feels dumber when he's around Jared.
oh Lord.
Oh, Ben.
That's
Okay.
great. This is just starting off
This is the first day.
gangbusters.
Okay, it's time for dinner. Anthony is running behind. The guests are at the table. Dinner's 45 minutes late.
I was watching the clock too, because they had that big old digital clock.
Yeah.
Like the first one went out at 7 something,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was 10:30, and I'm like, holy
Ugh,
moly, no
I know.
way. They could have taken a much needed nap.
For sure. So yeah, I would have a hard time just sitting there. I would have to go like lay down on like some
Yeah.
cushions, be like, call me when the next course is here. So the second course comes out 1 hour, 22 minutes after the first course. Not okay.
That's
The
ridiculous.
primary quietly tells Fraser, although the food is great, could we speed it up a bit?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I thought it was nice that she didn't make a big scene, though.
Yeah.
Which we've seen that kind of thing before. So
Yes.
meanwhile, Captain Carey's pacing up on the bridge. He's trying not to micromanage, right off the bat. I'm
Yeah.
sure he knows it would not be helpful for him to go down to the galley and be like, come on, come on.
Right. Right.
The chef is slow. The bosun has made some mistakes. The guests are getting antsy, and this is where the episode leaves off.
Dun dun dun. This is gonna be good.
Okay, so I want to have a segment of Fraser quotes,
Okay.
but I was trying to think of like some alliteration. All I really came up with was feedback with Fraser. I don't know if that works. So if you can think of anything,
Yeah.
or
Let me
you
think about
guys,
it.
listeners, if you can think of anything, what should we call this Fraser segment? Okay, so Kelly, which of these
Yes.
Fraser quotes was your favorite this week?
Okay.
Mommy's still here for her babies, but don't bite the tit that feeds you. Number 2, who else is coming to destroy my life? And number 3, my family is a descendant of homosexual peasants.
I don't know. They're all so
They're
good.
so
Oh,
good.
do I have to pick one? Can I pick them all?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. They were all my favorite. It was a
Okay.
good way to start the episode.
Sounds good. It's time for Hot Tub Convo, where we discuss what's happening with our favorite Below Deck cast members.
So, Sarah, an article came out on E! News last week saying Fraser might be dating a charter guest from season 11.
Hmm.
And we're in season 11 right now. So, this is very exciting. Fraser told them that he did end up getting with a guest. And it was quite exciting. He also told them he is currently off the market. So E! News thinks that there's a good chance that he's still with this charter guest. The same article has been quoted as saying he was friends with Fraser's boyfriend before they started dating, and they are such a great match for each other. Aww.
Okay, very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if this is the same boyfriend or not.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I do think it's
And
kind of,
if they were together at BravoCon.
yes, they were. I wish I'd look a little more closely at this fella. So
Hmm.
it'll be interesting to see. So a listener, Angel L, sent us this message. Not sure if you watched Southern Hospitality, but they were in Miami and rented a yacht on the most recent episode. Katie Glazer from Below Deck and Oriana from Below Deck Adventure were their stews. So
Oh,
that's cool. I don't really watch Southern Hospitality, but I will watch this episode because, of course, I want to see some Below Deck people. So
absolutely. Oh,
that's
how
fun.
exciting.
I know they're good buddies. They're all over each other's Instagram all the time, like going out and doing stuff. So
Very cool. Very cool.
yeah.
So Fraser and Captain Carey will be at a premiere party in New York City for the first episode on Monday. And by the time you hear this, it will have already happened. So we are recording this episode from the future.
Yes, we're coming to you from the future.
Yeah.
No, this would be cool. I wish we could jump on a plane and get to New York for Monday night. That would
Someday,
be so
girl.
fun. Yeah.
Someday.
So, Kelly, you started watching The
I
Traitors.
did.
Murder.
I have so many questions.
Okay, tell
Okay.
me, what do you think and what episode you're on?
Okay. So I'm on season 2. I finished episode 2.
Episode 2. Okay.
So I think I'm caught up.
No, I think you
But
have like 3 more episodes.
oh, shut up.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. Well, I'm on episode 2.
Okay.
But the first couple episodes, I kept thinking, this is like road rules for our generation
Yeah.
and for reality TV,
Okay.
especially because CT is on it.
I did not remember him from, was he on Road Rules or Real World?
He was on Real World.
Okay.
And then he ended up going on when they started doing the challenges where it was like Real World versus
Okay.
Road Rules. They really needed to work on that.
Yeah. I think there's several people that started in Real
Yeah.
World and went to other
Johnny
things.
Bananas
Yeah.
and Rochelle. So anyway, it was interesting to see CT. I just could not get over it. I love the fact that the former speaker of the British Parliament is a
I
contestant
know, it's so random.
because I love that guy. He is absolutely like the most charismatic person, and he's just yeah, I love him. Anyway,
He
so
has a
he's
big
cool.
moment, like in the 4th or whatever episode just aired. He has a big moment at the round table. Just like something to look
Okay.
forward to.
Okay. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
I love the music.
Oh yeah.
All the music. It's very good and very very mysterious and very fun.
Yeah.
Alan Cummins, I love his little first of all, his outfits are amazing.
Yeah.
But the little setups they have for him and his dog, is it Lola? Lily?
His
The
dog?
dog? Yeah.
Why do I not remember him having a dog?
The little black dog.
This is
So
not ringing a bell at all.
oh, oh gosh, I'm only in the second. Maybe the dog doesn't make it. Maybe the dog gets
Oh,
taken out.
I
That would be horrible.
I don't know why, but I'm not remembering this at all.
Okay, I'll find a screenshot and I'll
Okay,
send it to you.
okay.
So, but I love like the little setups they have and like while all the missions are happening.
Yeah.
And it's like a real nice chair and he's got like a picnic basket and it's,
Yeah.
he has
He's
his
just like
opera
10
binoculars.
minutes left.
Yeah. But just the fact that traitors, like everything has the
Traitors.
to it.
Yeah.
I just love, so I did write down that Larsa
Larsa from Miami.
says she has strong ears.
Yes.
And could tell that Parvati, Parvati,
Parvati. It took me a long time to say her name right. There's like too many
Parvati.
R's or something.
Yeah.
Parvati.
I thought it was interesting that Larsa thought that she was traitor
Right.
because he had strong ears. So,
Yeah.
um,
Let me ask you this. How many
yeah.
traitors are there right now? Like where you just watched?
3.
Okay. Okay. So she's been
3.
recruited. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
What I also like is Fergus. I would like to meet him.
Fergus.
He's the guy that
the
opens
the like
the door with the
groundskeeper.
beer. And then I want to know more about this Bergie guy.
Yeah, he's about to have a big moment in one of the challenges.
Okay. So that'll be good.
Yeah.
And I also enjoy them all drinking like what looks like bottles of booze, but it's really just little bottles of wine. It's like they don't want to dirty any dishes because they'll have to wash them.
I did not notice that.
Because I kept thinking, like, what is he drinking? It's like a bottle of red. Just
interesting.
But no, like I'm hooked. And
yay! I'm so
I am very
excited.
much looking forward to watching more episodes, and I will try to get caught up
Okay,
by the
good.
next time we record, but I'll definitely watch. So
I'm very excited. Yeah, I want to say there's at least 4 episodes, maybe 5,
Okay.
but the last one was really, really good.
Okay. Oh, I can't wait now.
Yeah, it's so juicy.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited we can finally talk about the traitors.
Yes. Well, and I have always loved Phaedra.
Yes.
And the fact is she's called it the society. She is living it up. Like she's the society of
yeah, she's totally embodied this.
Oh,
life.
Love it.
Yeah, I love her. I love when the traders walk with their like hooded capes and their lanterns. Like I just love that part.
I want one. That's what I'm going as for trick or treat this year.
That's such a good idea, actually. I love that. Oh my gosh.
I'll get on it.
Oh,
We'll make it work.
One other question. Do you watch any of these other shows like The Bachelor, what is like Johnny Bananas and these people on? What are they on?
They were on the challenge.
The challenge.
Which is basically
What's that?
It's basically like the Road Rules Real World Challenge. You know how they would compete against each other? It's that.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if those people are still on the like the real. Well, they don't do those anymore, do they?
I don't know.
I feel like the challenge is like the traders, but for millennials. And
okay, gotcha. Interesting.
Yeah.
I do remember Sandra. I do remember because I did watch 2 seasons of Survivor. I do remember her, but a lot of these people have been on multiple seasons of Survivor too.
Yeah.
So it's so interesting. And then obviously we know all the housewives, but yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay.
Yes. So it's very good. I'm excited. If you haven't started watching it, it's on Peacock.
Yes.
Real easy to watch.
And
Way
Kate
too easy to
Chastain
watch.
makes an appearance a few episodes in. So
I'm so excited.
this is Below Deck related. Okay.
So it's time for our segment, Join Me in the Wheelhouse, where we decide who needs to see Captain Carey for a stern talking to. Sarah, who do you choose for this week?
Well, I didn't really want to choose anyone yet. I feel kind of bad right off the bat choosing someone, but I'm going to go with Jared for being so nervous that he made me nervous and not really leaning into Ben's expertise on the boat. I feel like he should have really asked him more questions and been like, hey, why don't you show all of us how you do the anchor? Why don't you show us how this works, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. All right, Jared from Connecticut. Come on up and see Captain Carey.
School Jared. All right. Well, that's it for this week's episode of Above Deck. Thank you to our team at Hurrdat Media, especially our amazing producer, Grace. Please subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to rate and review us, 5 stars only.
Please follow us on Instagram at Above Deck Pod. You can also email us at abovedeckpod@gmail.com. Don't forget, you can also watch us on the Hurrdat Media YouTube channel. So until next week, I'm Kelly Busby.
And I'm Sarah Goldman. See you next week.